Are you annoyed that Windows 8 has no start menu? I want to show you how I'm using the built-in Windows toolbars instead of the old Windows start menu. Here are my toolbars. D for directories. So these are some of the directories that I access the most often. Pictures, music, network location. Files. Maybe you have a notes file that you constantly access, or you have a spreadsheet that you're commonly going to. P for programs. Here are some of the programs that I use on a regular basis. Most people are only using 3 to 5 programs, so I figure why wade through the start menu every time when you can get just the selected programs that you use all the time. And W for websites. I think some good candidates for websites are news sites and search engines, but you can put whatever you want. To do this, we're going to need to make a couple folders and fill them with shortcuts. I'm going to open Windows Explorer with Windows key and E at the same time. On my keyboard, the Windows key is between the Control key and the Alt key on the left side of the keyboard. In the address bar of Windows Explorer, I'm going to type user profile %. That's a Windows environment variable, and it resolves to the location of your user directory. So on Vista and later, it would resolve to something like C users, your username. On XP and earlier, it would resolve to something like C documents and settings, username. So here you should create a folder called Toolbars. So you would right click in this Explorer window, choose New, Folder, and call it Toolbars. Now I already have one made, so that's not going to work for me. But you'd create a folder called Toolbars, and then we need to go into the Toolbars folder and make one folder for each toolbar that you want. So you see D, F, P, and W correspond to D, F, P, and W here. The idea is we'll fill each one of these folders with shortcuts. You can name these anything you want. The same name will show up here for the folder name as will in the Windows taskbar. I like to keep mine one character because it keeps the taskbar compact. So let's start off with programs. A good way to find your programs is to use Windows Search. So we'll come up into the upper right hand corner, click the magnifying glass, and start typing the name of an application that you use quite often. In this case, 7-zip. Come over and right click on the 7-zip icon, choose Open File Location, right click on 7-zip File Manager, choose Send to Desktop, create shortcut. Now we can close this Windows Explorer, and I will right click the new icon on the desktop, cut it, and put it in the new toolbar directory. You can also search through Windows Explorer using Windows key E. Perhaps you have a program that's not registered in the start menu, so you would just start surfing around in your file structure to find the program and put a shortcut to it in this P folder. That's programs. Files. So say there's a notes file that you're commonly accessing or a spreadsheet. So inside of this F folder, you would right click, choose New, Shortcut, and use Browse to the location of this file. So in my case, for the notes file, I would select the notes file, and you can name it whatever you want. Now I already have a shortcut to this file, so I'm not going to hit Finish here. Same thing for directories. So in the D folder, you would right click, choose New, Shortcut, and use Browse to locate the folder that you're commonly accessing. Maybe it's Downloads. Again, you can name it anything you want. Okay, so we've done programs, files, directories, and lastly, let's do websites. That's pretty much the same, except you instead of browsing, you need to type in the URL of a website. So in the W directory, we'll choose new shortcut, and we'll put a new one in. So use the URL http://www.foxnews.com. And we can call this Fox. Now you wouldn't have your toolbars linked in yet, so to link in the toolbars, you need to come down here to the Windows taskbar, choose Toolbars, and notice I have all mine linked in, but you would choose New Toolbar, surf to your toolbars folder. So in your case, you might have to do %user profile %, go to your toolbars folder, and now select each one of these in turn. So you could start off, you'd select P, select folder, and see now I've got a duplicate here. So I'm actually going to remove the duplicate. But you would link in each one of the toolbars that way. So you do this 4 times, one for P, one for W, F, and D. So that's how I'm using Windows built-in toolbars instead of the old Windows Start menu. I hope this video was useful to you, and please check out my other videos. Username CBTTJM, as in Charlie, Bravo, Tango, Tango, Juliet, Mike. Thanks.